that's something about this. مشبه. Finally, اسمه تفضيل. التفضيل is this is for comparison. It's very similar to what we have in English as a regular form and then comparative and superlative, right? Good, better, best. Fast, faster, fastest. So اسم التفضيل is very similar to this. So the form for this is, for example, from Kabbalah. From Kabbalah we have Akbar. Akbar. So Akbar means what? Greater, bigger, and usually you have if I give you an example, say Zaydun Akbar من حسن. That Zayd is bigger than Hassan.
First you'll say Hassan and Kabula. Hassan is great.
Hassan, Kabura is past, so Kabura Hassan, you say. Hassan became big. So Kabura Yakburu is future, that's fair, that's a verb.
Okay, if you say Hassan and Kabula, then you can say he's great, but then Zayd is greater than Hassan.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to make.
Yes.
Get two sentences so I can understand.
Right, so you can say Hassan Kabir.
Oh,
Hassan is Kabir, he's big.
What is Kabula?
Well, Kabura is fair. It's a verb. Kabura means he became big, but Kabir means big. Kabir is the attribute. So when you say Zaydun Akbaru min Hassan, you say Zayd is bigger than Hassan. That's what it means. So you're comparing Zayd and Hassan and this attribute of who is big, or who is bigger. Okay, so when it has the min, this is the key. When it has the min, it is comparative. In English, it's called a comparative adjective, right? You can say Zaydun ahsanu min Hassan. Zayd is better or more beautiful than Hassan.
So if you say old book, this book is old, but that book is older than this book. So that would Kitabul Kabir and then Kitabul Kabir and something.
when you compare two things.
Well, because at first if you said this book is old.
Yeah. So but then if you say هذا الكتاب أكبر من هذا الكتاب. This book is bigger than this other book.
No, I'm talking about old. Using another one. So if you say this book is old, هذا كتاب قديم.
Yeah.
And then you said this book is older than that book.
هذا الكتاب أقدم. So you use this form. أفعل, أكرم, and so on. أشرف, أنصر, So the form is أفعل. أفعل. This is the form. So you can be comparing two things, you use this form. You can also be saying it in superlative terms, in terms of superlative. So when we say, for example, Allahu Akbar, that's where it's superlative. Okay? Allahu Akbar, it's superlative. Allah is the greatest. Okay? Or you can say Zaydun asgharu awladi. Zayd is the smallest of my children. Zaydun asgharu abnai wa awladi. He is the smallest. So that's superlative. So this could be comparative or
Can you say Zayd asghar fi abnai?
no asgharu abnai. You don't say fi abnai. You can say fi abnai, but the more correct way of saying it is Zaydun asgharu abnai.
What was the end word?
Abnai, my sons. Well, those are nahwu things that we will deal with later, but just to give you an example of how it's used. So it's either comparative or superlative. If min is used, then it's comparative. If min is not used, then usually it is superlative. Okay? So in Zaydun Akbar min Hasan, what is used? Min is used, so it's comparative. You're comparing two things. When it is without anything, like Allahu Akbar, without min, then that means it's superlative, the greatest, the biggest, and so on.
And you always end with sukun?
It's if you stop on it, a sukun, usually it has a dhamma. Akbar, ahsan, that's also a nahwu thing that we will learn later. It changes based on the position in the sentence. What is it? Is subject, object, and so on. So we won't worry about that now. What we do worry about is it has have this form, af'al. And it can have both superlative and comparative meaning depending on whether we use min or not. These are the forms.